What's going on, Immortals and Shadows? Bishi here with another Diablo Immortal video. Now, today's a little bit of a different Necromancer build guide. We've already spoken about this build before, but in a different context. We were talking about tower mode before. Today, we're going to be specifically talking about dungeons. And also, today, we're going to go a little bit more into depth into the Paragon tree. Since we can save our Paragon trees more specific now for each loadout, we can really try and min-max a little bit of what we're doing. And so we're going to do that with this build here today. So let's just jump right into it. So for the oranges, we're going to be running with Visitant's Sign for the increased golem duration. For the armor, we're running with Ethereal Boundary, so that that way, pardon me, activating Wraith Form removes all effects which cause loss of control or decrease movement speed, which is really helpful if we come across an elite pack, which is like Jailer or something like that. We can really just get out of that quickly and keep going about what we're doing. Shoulders, we're going to be running Synod's Anointing for the extra skeletal mage. For the pants, we're running Proximal Fear, so every time we hit someone with Wraith Form, we're going to fear them. We're also running the Chip of Stone Flesh legendary gem, so that's going to curse them into place, and then they'll take more damage while they're cursed. Very helpful, very good for group play as well, running in, cursing up some elite monsters and stuff like that, allowing the rest of your team to really hit hard on them. Now for the weapon, we're using Pleasant Venom, which gives us the Poison Golem, which it's busted. It's broken. I mean, like, put it this way, I'm running summons again. I was fully against summons. I was all about my continual damage builds, and I'm right back to summons, everyone. So, yep, I said it. The armor break debuff that the golem provides is just crazy good. On single target, on dungeon bosses or helliquary bosses, you can almost keep 100% uptime of that debuff on the boss by continually throwing your golem at it, and it's really good. And for the offhand, we're going to be running with Twin Vestige, which is giving us the empowered mages, which is going to give us every now and then can give us some bone armor, and it's going to also every now and then proc those bone spikes, which will cause a loss of control for our enemies. Now for the greens, because we're specifying in dungeons, we're going to be running with now this is personal preference, okay? So I'm running with a 4-piece Shepherd and a 2-piece Windloff, because I love the extra mobility, the speed that Windloff gives me. I'm also running Duelist, which I'll talk about in a second, the Paragon tree. So I'm trying to avoid being hit. The extra movement speed helps with that. However, running full 6-piece Shepherd is also very good for this setup as well. So now let's dive on into the Paragon tree. Now, as I said, this is specifically, I'm using this for dungeons or helliquary, something like that. So we can save that in our armory with this very specified Paragon tree. Okay, so with my focus mainly is going to be for armor penetration, damage, some armor and resistance to help me stay alive in those dungeons. So we're running the full Duelist tree. Every time it's going to increase damage, and every time we use a skill in combat, we're going to be increasing our damage, and we're also going to be increasing our critical hit chance, and that's going to be stacking up to 10 times. Every time we get hit, once we have stacks, we're going to discharge lightning for those stacks. So, I mean, if you want to get really tricky, you can build up to 10 stacks and then get yourself hit just to discharge some lightning, but ideally you want to keep those stacks at 10 or as high as you possibly can. Now, as I said, I'm focusing on damage, armor pen, resistance. So on Brawler Tree, we're going to come down the left side here and grab the damage. We're going to grab the life. Massacre, we're just going to grab the damage in the armor pen. Mastermind, we're going to come down the left side for the armor pen and get the damage. And now I'm working on that resistance node at the moment. Soldier, straight down for that life, damage armor pen. Gladiator, straight across the damage. We're going to go down, grab this armor as well. Now remember, because this is specified, we don't need to take the cheat death proc. Alright, so it's a point save there. Now treasure hunter, I'm grabbing the resistance, the damage and the armor pen. Survivor, I'm going to take everything except for stalwart and indestructible. And vanquisher, we're going to come across, grab this life, damage, and armor pen. So if we have a look now at my secondary stats, okay, don't laugh, I'm only 2 resonance player, so with damage we're just underneath 13k, life just underneath 150k, and over here, because of Hell 8, armor's slightly higher, armor pen's way higher, potency's a little lower, but I'm not worried about potency with this build. And my resistance is a little lower. Like I said, I'm working on resistance now. So that's how I'm choosing to focus my Paragon for this specific task anyway. So let's have a look now at some dungeon footage. I'll take you through some footage I recorded earlier with some friends of mine, and we did the new Dread Reaver dungeon, just to show you how quick it can be done. When it first came out, I thought this dungeon was horrible. It took too long. Now we know it doesn't take that long at all. It's actually one of the quickest ones in the game. So give me a second and I'll get that footage for you. Here we go. I'll try and talk you through it. Great graphics, by the way, Blizzard. Alright, so we come down the right hand side stairs. This will trigger the monsters to spawn in. Just want to kill everything. Probably helps if you split to the corners there. Look at that graphics, amazing. Alright, so now we've got all these monsters coming down. We just want to take them out. And keep an eye on the top left every now and then. We'll get, you see the duelist stacks popping up. Now, we got an annoying monster on the plank, which can be really hard to get for melee. Wipe out that boss real quick. Run up the plank. Don't worry about killing anything here, guys. Just cruise through as quick as you can. Get to this big guy at the door. Kill him and his friends at the door. Then you can jump straight through the door. Now again down here, don't worry about killing anything. Just run through everything. Run straight through here. Now here, sometimes you get an elite that's a jailer there. That's where the armor can help out, the chest piece. If we get jailed there and stuck, we can just fly through. Wipe out this boss real quick. Be careful when you kill this boss. Try not to move if you're playing controller like I do. Try not to move your controller, otherwise you can get stuck falling through the world. Alright, then we come here. Talk to this NPC. Alright, now we're going to have a whole bunch of monsters spawn in. Just kill these monsters and try and evade the big little spiky things that the boss is throwing at us. Big ups also to my homies there, Clocksmother, Sidrath, and Drip Nasty the God there for helping me get this footage. We had a bit of dramas because this dungeon has so many features. They're not bugs, they're features, everyone. Alright, so this bit here, very important here that you don't spawn your golem in here, right? Because that turning of the ship and this next turning of the ship here will kill your golem. That there will kill your golem, and you're not going to have your golem ready for the boss. Must have your golem ready for this boss. Bang, we can put the armor break on, stand back a bit, build up our stacks. Look at the left, we've got 10 stacks of duelist at the moment, maximizing our crit hit and damage from that Paragon tree. Boss goes down there, we phase out, we come down here, pick up any useful globes, run through. Talk to the corpse. quickly melt this boss down. And then what you do is you try and split off to the corners to kill the crabs that spawns. See, 2 took the left, 2 took the right. And then we got the boss spawning in the center again. If you have a really good team like this with someone providing armor breaks, someone providing banner, you can really bust the dungeon down quite fast. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, you know, if you found something in there interesting, you enjoyed it at all, you know, like, comment, sub, all that stuff. And yeah, take it easy everyone. Peace.